All right, why there is a significance of Friday 13th? I'll explain it in very short, but first I'd like you to think of your experiences. What emotions it evokes when you see even like funny memes on social media about Friday 13th. The horror movies, the crime usually increases on that day. People generally feel more anxious. 13, let's look at it through numerology. 13 is 1 and 3, both masculine energies. 1 is sun, leadership, self-initiation, self-reliance. We have a saying in Russian, I'm not sure if there is any equivalent in English, but basically it means one person in a battle is not an army. But when it comes to people who are born on the first or have number 1 strongly present in their birth date, it's not related to these people. One person is the army. One person is the whole army. They don't need anybody. That's very masculine, independent, self-leading, self-initiation, self-reliance. It's a complete freedom. And number 3 is also masculine energy. It's knowledge, science, cold analysis and strategy. And when it comes, together, 13, why it's also associated with like devil, witches, dark arts, witchcraft, sorcery. Well, let's simplify. Who is a witch or a shaman? Whatever name you're gonna use, what's in your tradition, all the same, really. What makes you a witch? When you bring to perfect harmony all the energies. Remember, shaman is not a human being. You are a completely open vessel, open channel. And even we have this practice of stepping into that warrior mode. You channel everything you without judgment, light, dark, good, evil. You don't discern. Everything is needed. And that's what makes you a shaman or a witch. You are able to bring into harmony all energy of this world, balancing masculine and feminine. Being born a woman, you come in with the sacred female energies, but then using your mind like a man, bringing cold logic and strategy, stopping to rely on your man. It's number 1. And strategy is number 3. That what makes you a witch. Then you don't need anybody. And here we can see the oppression of patriarchy. Witch hunt. If a woman doesn't need me, I'm going to kill her. Let's make it a lesson to everybody else. They try to remind us our place. Let's put you in a situation, let's create conditions where you can't self-initiate, where you can't be independent. And let's create constant fear in you, so you're always anxious. Remember, when you're anxious and fearful, you cannot use strategic part of your mind. You're using only that reptilian mind. You're unable to reason. You're unable to plan ahead. You're unable to see the things for what they are. You cannot analyze if you're constantly fighting for survival. And when I say those words like survival, fear, we think, oh, it's things of the past time. We don't live there. Hell, we are. It's all the same. It's just given under the different cells, really. When you go to work, like in corporate world, you're still not treated equal. You're not paid equally. I had to go fix my car. Before I even start calling, I already knew I need to have a man with me because they will try to rip me off. How many times it happened? It's through the entire life. And then that, anxious and fear, all people say, world is different, we're not under threat. Every time you leave the house, you as a woman under threat. Every time you leave a house. So our job as a woman is to reclaim that power, harness that masculine energy so we are fully independent and sovereign. Number one, self-initiation, full independence, leadership, self-reliance. And number three, cold analysis, which only possible when you feel safe and comfortable and not under threat. We owe it to ourselves. Masculine opposed to feminine, those are completely different worlds. Even the souls reincarnate through different channels. Depending on your tradition, it will have different names. I'll just simplify. Dionysus channel, Dionysus, Rahu, the same entity, chaos, darkness, sacred feminine. What's related traditionally to the woman's archetype? Home, what's right now, present, earth, nature, chaos, creativity, love, freedom. And the male, the light souls come through the Apollo channel, sun. Order, goodness, I'm putting it in quotation marks because it's relative. To whom it's good, to whom patriarchy is good, not to us. The difference in operation, people that come through the Dionysus channel, or mostly women, they have a potential ability to destroy and to give birth to whatever's new, to create. You need to have both abilities. And you can do this naturally without even setting intention or realizing it. And the light channel, the masculine energy, is to conquer and absorb. You meet a guy who's like perfect, normal human being, you think, and then you let him into your life, and they start taking away everything from you. It's kind of they helping you, right? And then your things don't belong to you anymore. You don't know where your money goes. Your time doesn't belong to you anymore. They just eat up everything because they are not capable of creation. To see it in our society, all the corporations, all the governmental structures, this is all masculine. They're supposed to be protecting and creating order, but how many men you know like that? Or even governmental structure who claim to be doing that. So now you have a clear picture what is what. Just have to understand the difference. Study, know your territory, your realm, and protect it. And then also, just as well, you need to study the opposing territory, the enemy's realm. Study the rules, and only by using their rules and their weapons against them, you can win. You cannot win a man fighting him as a woman. You cannot win any organization in that realm coming as a woman. Like, here, I'm a victim, I need your help. It never works. Whether it's one man or a whole organization, you need to impose their own rules on them the way you can. And you need to seek help from your enemy's army, enlist them to fight whoever you're fighting, whether it's organization or a man. As a woman, you cannot. You absolutely will never win. For example, if it's your husband, you can nag him or threaten him or plead to him every day. Does it really work? It doesn't. But if you enlist and make them as a witness of what's happening in your family, your father, your brother, your uncles, his male figures from his family, neighbors, his friends, all of a sudden he's normal, right? If you, for example, you fight in IRS for trying to charge you something that you don't own, you cannot just go and explain, no, here's my paper. I'm giving this example because I went exactly through that. Even if you have all paperwork, you're still at fault. You need to enlist someone from that realm. So I used governor, our governor. He fought for me and they closed the case. So that's what I'm trying to explain. If you fight in a man or organization, you enlist somebody from that realm, or you have to become that. You know, even with finances, you can work your butt off. You will never make the same money as a man if you're working as a woman. If you awaken that masculine and you go into the man's world, then only you will see big money. Well, the biggest lesson really to be sovereign, even when you just start dating, if you're kind of alone, you don't have a father who took care of you well, you don't have anyone to rely on, there is no man on your side, you're not treated good from very beginning. If no one was generous to you, you came from a poor family, your father couldn't buy you nice things. Even if your man never heard of your father and never met him, he will treat you the same. Did you know that? It's an unfortunate situation if you are like that. You have to take care of yourself first, give yourself everything you need, and rely on yourself, then men will feel there is something behind you. Only then they will treat you nicely.
Yes, so I had a question about that. So you're saying we have to enlist sort of like help from the guys? My grandparents had 12 children, 8 girls and 4 boys. They owned a lot of land. So when they passed on, the land was divided equally. Each sibling got 10 acres. So this was way back in 1930, 40 something, right? So I've noticed the ladies in my family have always been empowered. And I was wondering if it was because they didn't go into situations without. They already had property, they already had cattle, land, things like that. As a female, they came with something from that inheritance. I was just wondering if that was the case, the reason
Yes,
why they were sort of
absolutely, absolutely,
okay.
absolutely.
Okay.
You know, we're looking at those rich girls. Not they just dressed better, but they hold themselves better, differently. You feel it.
Mhm.
And the men feel, oh, that's somebody's daughter. You're not supposed to treat her badly. We shouldn't mess. We should show our best. And if you're from, average family, even your posture, your body language is different. You can buy yourself fancy clothing, put expensive jewelry. It still shows through you. Well, there is nothing really behind, nobody to stand up for you. I want to say that if you don't have a rich father or brave and powerful brothers or any male friends who will protect you, you need to do it for yourself. You need to make enough money. Money is the easiest things to acquire, really. And that what will give you the most power. When you're with a man has to be afraid that you will leave. It's first. And second, he has to be afraid of you, period. Of course, you're not bigger, you're not stronger than him physically. But he has to understand that you're not going to lay yourself as a doormat. If you have to, you will call police. You're not going to feel sorry. You're not going to blink before you put him to jail if you need to. He has to believe that you will embarrass him publicly if you have to. And well, that's actually female power, to be unpredictable, crazy, not logically explainable. So you see, you need a balance of both. He has to be afraid that you can do out of blue whatever craziness that comes into your mind at any moment. And then he's going to be a normal human being next to you. People say, well, there's so much narcissism now. Well, maybe yes, but when we talk about men, every woman had a bad experience. Every. Can you put your hand on your heart and say you never been treated badly by a man? You're liars, and if you can say that. Even every client comes to me feel, well, he was a narcissist. I want to say, maybe we shouldn't call everybody narcissist. This is a man, this is how they are. And when you see the real nature, you know what you're dealing with, then it's easier to manage. These are not the same creatures, and you need to understand that if you want to be happy. All right, we're going to do ancestral healing today. This is because we don't have that much time, and also not everyone has a context. So it's not going to be as the way we're doing ancestral trauma healing training, but regardless, you're gonna feel the things. Have tissues ready, maybe. Who has experience knows. So if you want to give me your specific request, we will. If you think this is a pattern from your ancestry line, from your mom, grandmothers, if something's repeating, you cannot break that cycle, make your request. I will incorporate that in the session.
I can attest to that. Just, I've never had a man really help with anything. I don't know.
That's on you. You poor manager.
I'm a terrible manager. That's why I'm not dealing with them. But it started from, like you said, my father wasn't there, so it was always like pleading for love or not worthy of love. And it hasn't been until this deep healing recently where now that I'm like what you just said, I'm the prize. And when people, you don't give that energy where you're desperate, they seem to come more. But I just don't trust it. I don't trust any of them. I don't, I have a huge um resistance to the masculine energy right now.
What else, ladies? What else you want? Ed, don't be shy. No time to be shy.
I didn't get the question. I'm sorry. I had
The
to go and get
question,
my
so
little.
we are about to go into the session. We're going to release the programming from ancestry. So what do you think you are repeating from your mom, grandmother, other female figures? What is the pattern repeats itself that you cannot break? Same problem you are facing in relation to men. See, you've been the ladies afraid to speak up now. Yeah?
Oh, do we say it out loud? Do we say it out
Yeah,
loud?
tell me, so
Okay.
I will actually speak it.
For me,
Okay.
it's shame.
Shame?
Yeah.
You want to give me more?
Yeah, just that constant feeling of lack of confidence, like I'm not worthy of things. But I know it's from the way my father treated my mom and his
Gotcha.
daughters sometimes. He was very machista.
Gotcha. Okay.
Can I do back problems? Can you do health?
Back?
Yeah,
Back?
back problems. Yeah, all my family in the generations have all had quite bad back problems.
You carrying other people's burdens?
Yeah, possibly, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's a female thing too. Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, I feel like it's always been control. The man wanting to have a strong control. And so I saw the same thing with my grandmother and her sisters. The men wanted to have control.
Okay. Not everyone feeds on the screen, so I can't even see. If you want to add something, please.
Trying to think of the right word. So, like in the yoga world, they talk about the two energies of Shiva being the man, the masculine, the object, and then the Shakti being the woman and the energy that animates it.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like when I get energized and creative and my ideas are going everywhere and I'm trying to do a million things at once, I feel bad for that. Like it's not focused enough, not structured enough. So I would like to feel more, I guess, confident in that gift, which is more feminine. Yeah. So
You feel bad
yeah,
that you are too talented and too skillful and too creative. Who made you believe that it's a bad thing? Your dad?
I
Your
don't know.
lovers?
I think probably a little bit of both of that. Yeah. But the bit like I've had lots of different interests and lots of different talents, lots of different ways to make money. And I feel like the message is no, you're supposed to have one job, one thing, one profession, you know.
Message from whom?
Mm,
And why? What do they gain from it?
yeah.
To
Well,
limit you, to
put
put
you
you
in
in
a
a little
box.
box,
Yeah.
remind you your place. You just shush, shush.
Mm, hmm.
Do your dishes, bake pies, and, pop out babies. Who do you think you are? You really believe in your talents?
Mm,
That strikes a chord? Yeah?
mm. Yeah.
Anything else, ladies? Or we can start.
Guzalia. In my family's been all the opposite. The men are weak and then the women are strong. And sometimes I think in my relationships, I've intimidated men. And sometimes I have this perception, like, of course, I want a partner and things like that, but I don't really need them. You know what I'm saying? It's like I can provide, I can do this, I could do that. I want a partner, but I also want my freedom. I don't want to be controlled or any of that stuff. That's my perception, but most of the men in my family have been very weak, and the women are the one that are strong, including my dad.
All right. We will talk about it actually after the session. This is a reality distortion, believing that you can have an equal partnership with a man. That's why it never works. That's why there's so many unhappy women, because they believe they can have it. You cannot. There is no equality in nature. Or you dominate, or a man dominate, and we want strong men next to us. But then it comes with loss of freedom, rights, and everything else, and then you still end up in misery. Then we think if we dominate, then men are weak and useless. But then, are you a good manager? If you get employees and they not doing the work they supposed to, whose fault is that? Why are you not replacing, or why you not teaching them? You see? Let's, ladies, do the session, and after session I will share how to train monkeys. Okay? I'll teach you.
I have a word also. Well, the first word that came to me was like like a transactionality that I want to release. Or I guess it could also be oppression, but yeah, that's mine.
No, explain, Rosalie. Explain. You think oppression and
Yeah,
transactionality, you mean in relationship between?
yeah, I would just like to work towards or have more of like a pure exchange and sharing rather than
It's not possible. There's maybe 1 in 100 of men in each.
Okay.
One
I
out of
want to know
100 is capable of it. How lucky you are. We all want it, we dream of it, right? But it's not possible. And by the way, ladies, if you view all your relationships as transactional, you'll be much happier. You'll have more honesty in your relationships. Only exclusion, your children and your parents, it's it. Outside of that, husband, you think, your sweetheart, one only love for the entire life, and you think your husband is your family? Ask women who went through divorce. Your husband is not your family. This is your contractual partner, and everything has to be transactional. If you believe this is, your love for the entire life and you are giving yourself to him away completely, you are going to be miserable and you're going to be left with nothing. Heartbroken. I'll teach you today after the session. Because I've been that naive too. I've learned things. And I've been married. And each time I thought, I'm so lucky. This is such a pure creature, perfect man. I thought I was the happiest, the luckiest woman in the world every time. And from each marriage, the divorce was the happiest part. Okay, here's how we're gonna do it. I will guide you through the process how in my tradition we do ancestral healing. We're going to do it in trance. Understand that this is actually a ritual. You can do it. Well, you still need to be in that special state, but you can do it like physically, setting a table and stuff. As I guide you, view it as actual physical, process. And you can recreate it then. See how you like it. So I would like you to, whatever you brought to charge your protector, first of all, all your tools, all your amulets, if you're working with this long term, it's right to give it a name. You're creating a thought form, an entity. This is entity now. And it's only right to give it a name and treat it as the actual, personality. Even my shawls that I use for psychic readings has names. All right, so during the ritual, we put those things on the table that we need to charge. You can put it in front of you or just put it on your knees. If you're lying down, put it on your chest, hold it. So we will go through the thing, and then when I'll say, like, it's given to you, just, move your focus to that object. So who never done ancestral healing with me?
I was saying me. I haven't done the ancestral healing.
That's why what I'm explaining. So I'm going to make statements. You will need to repeat it. You're all muted, repeat it out loud if your space allows. If you can't, then, do it with your inner voice, but it's good to speak it. Make your voice come out from inside. And at the same time, you need to be completely present in your body and pay attention to everything that is happening. You will feel all sorts of sensations, humming, tingling, flashes, maybe heat, maybe cold, maybe pain, heaviness, or the opposite, like all of a sudden it's lighter. You want to make a note of those reactions to the statements. Some, like if they're not in your matrix, if they're not related to you, you repeat it, just, brush it off, it's all. But if your body is reacting, it's definitely in your matrix, and you need to make a note of it and maybe afterwards address it too. Okay? If you have a strong reaction to any of my statements, such as, no, no way it's me, no, 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 in my family it's not like this, you have strong rejection, definitely red flag. Pay attention to that. It's 100% your problem. Well, not just yours, but your lineage. As you repeat the statements, you may feel like release. This is normal, just go on. If you feel uncomfortable, try to relax your body, breathe, expand your diaphragm, your chest, breathe through. Tears coming up, normal. If you want to scream out, you're muted, scream. Again, if your space allowed. Get yourself comfortable. Withdraw your attention inwards. Kind of scan your body, and if you have any heaviness, discomfort, release it. Let it go completely. Take a few deep breaths. And as you exhale, just ride that wave. You'll notice as soon as you start paying attention to your breathing, it becomes deeper, steadier, slower. Just follow the rhythm of your breath. It will help you to settle down and relax. And I'll start counting now from 10 to 1. As I count, allow yourself to relax completely. 10, softening the body, all the muscles are relaxing now, joints are unlocking. 9, already feeling a pleasant wave of warmth, of that deeper relaxation start to flow through the body. 8, drifting deeper inwards now. 7, fully 100% present, here and now, in your body. Nothing else matters. 6, block out the rest of the world. Just drop an imaginary veil. Block it all out. Everything else can wait. All that matters is you in this moment. 5, drifting deeper now. And deeper. 4, noticing that pleasant sensation of being drawn down inwards. Deeper and deeper. 3, imagine sweet fog is enveloping you. Slightly intoxicating, comforting, soothing, and so very relaxing. 2, drifting even deeper now. Deeper and deeper. And 1, letting go completely. And as your body keeps relaxing deeper and deeper, I'd like you to imagine yourself walking into a room in your home, a room where you usually do your spiritual work or your rituals. Or maybe this is your dining room or a kitchen. We will need a big table. And you're there now. You know, there is important work ahead. You need to prepare the space. You tidying it up, refreshing everything, cleaning. And you setting table for very important people. Make it beautiful. Put starchy, fresh tablecloth. And maybe a table runner. Set a meal that you've prepared. Maybe some pies that you baked. Put fresh fruits, beautiful flowers. When everything's ready, you sit at the head of the table. And I'll call in your ancestors, all the women from your maternal line are coming. Coming and sitting at the table. All of them you may recognize some, perhaps you have met them. And you may see some unfamiliar faces. Regardless, you know they're very important to you. This is your blood. This is your ancestry. This is where you came from. And as they arriving and sitting down at the table one by one, you feel more comfortable, feel loved, cared for, and perhaps there are some mixed emotions, happiness, joy, excitement, and also sadness and grief. And this is all understandable. You can smell the aroma from flowers, perhaps aromatic candles that you've lit at the table. The air is filled with sweet scent. You feel safe, comfortable, relaxed. You feel loved. And once everyone gathered, it's time to start. Start the healing. Now please repeat the phrases after me. I am me, and state your name. I am here and now because this is the best place and best time for me. I came in this body because this is a perfect body for me. I am your daughter, granddaughter, niece. I am your descent. You come first, I came after you. This is the right order. I am grateful that you all gathered here. It's time to address some of our problems, some of our programming, the patterns that we're repeating. It's time to free ourselves and heal. There is a part of me that believes that I am not good enough as a woman. Now please pay attention to how your body reacts. And now say, everyone in my ancestry line that believed that they are not good enough as a woman, I see you now. I recognize you and I honor you. And now I'm here to say that just being born as a woman is good enough. There is nothing special you need to do, nothing you need to prove, nothing you need to earn to be a good enough woman. We are perfect as we are. And now affirm, I am perfect as I am. I am more than good enough. I am a woman and this is already magical. And you can see all your women ancestors are repeating the same statements. It's echoing through the room, through the time. And I'll say, from now on, There is nothing and nobody will make me doubt whether I'm good enough or not. I know that, and it's enough. Take a deep breath, breathe it out, let it go, release it. We're moving on now. There is a part of me believes that I need to earn people's love. I need to earn the right to be here. And because of that, I took on responsibilities of other people. And now say, everyone in my entire ancestry line who believed that they need to earn love, that they need to carry on other people's weight to be loved, to earn the right to be here. I see you, I honor you. And I'm here to say, I don't need to earn love. Love is not money. You don't need to work for it. And I am born here now because I have right for it. I don't need to keep earning it by serving others. I've been born here and now because this is the right place and time for me. This is rightfully my place. And from now on, I will not be carrying other people's weight. I will not be fulfilling other people's responsibilities. I see everyone in my ancestry line who had suffered from back pain. I honor you, and I'm letting it go completely. From now on, I will always remember who I am, and I will focus on my own life. Other people's responsibilities are not my problems. I will not allow them to hang those problems on me. My back is not created for anyone to ride on. Now just scan your body, gather up that tension. You may feel discomfort and heaviness, and breathe it out, let it go. Now again, bring your focus towards yourself and say, there is a part of me that feels shame and guilt. I recognize it. I also recognize everyone in my entire ancestry line. All the women that were shamed and guilted for no reason. I see you. I honor you. I understand that there were people that used shame and guilt as weapons against us. And I'm here to say that it's not going to happen again. From now on, I will pay attention to the moments when shame and guilt are used against me. And I refuse to participate in it. Or perhaps from now on I will instantly mirror it and use it against the very same people. Let them taste it. Gather all the heaviness from your body and breathe it out. Let it go. There is a part of me that believes that men play a major role in my life, and they have control over me in my life. I recognize that part, and I accept it. I also recognize all the women that were controlled by men, that were dependent on men. Perhaps they need it for survival. I accept it. I see it. I understand it. And I honor that. But I'm here to say that life is different now. And my life belongs to me, and I will choose how to live it. And I choose not to give control to anyone over my life. From now on, every moment of my life, I am in charge. Now scan your body, whatever surfaced, gather it with your breath, and release it. Let it go. There is a part of me that believes that my place is in the kitchen. My duty is to serve a man in my life. I see that part, I recognize it, I'm giving it space, I accept it. And I also recognize all the women in my lineage that were dependent on men, that played that traditional wife's role, cleaning, cooking, laundering, raising babies, taking care of the entire family. Who were guilted for wanting to do more, wanting to explore the outside world, who were shamed for discovering talents, for learning skills outside of that traditional role. I see you, I recognize you, I understand you, and I accept you. And I'm also going to say that once again, I am me and my life belongs to me, and I decide how I'm going to live it. If I want to be a home diva, baking pies and raising children, this is up to me. I'm not going to be shamed or guilted into it or manipulated. This is going to be my free choice. And if I decide to explore something else, this is too my free choice. I'm not going to allow anyone or anything to guilt or shame me for wanting to be more, for wanting to apply my talents and skills to create something. And anytime that feeling of guilt and shame creeps up because I'm not fitting a traditional role or not focused enough, as I've been told, I'm going to brush it off and remember, this is me and this is my life, and my life belongs to me, and I will decide how to live it. Now scan your body, Notice if there are any new sensations. Gather it all up with the breath and release it. Let it go. There is a part of me that believes that all men in my life are weak. And I recognize that part. And I also recognize all the women in my entire lineage that had experience of living with weak men, who had no choice but be strong, become both man and woman, carry all the weight of responsibilities alone. I recognize all the women that had no help from men, that didn't know what true love and care feels like, that weren't protected. I recognize all the women in my lineage that were living with men who could not provide for them. I see you and I honor you. And I'm here to say, once again, I am me and this is my life and I decide how I'm going to live it. I am done repeating other people's scenarios. Even if it's going to be uncomfortable, scary, and difficult, I'm going to break that cycle. And even though I am a strong woman that doesn't need to rely on anybody, that doesn't need to depend on anyone for survival, I can do it all for myself. It doesn't mean that I need to keep a weak man next to me. From now on, I am promising to myself and to all these women that I will be smart and I will be picky to whom I am allowing into my life. If there is a man next to me, he will have to be the real man. I am not going to do anything he's supposed to do. My strength is for me, not for him. Now scan your body. Notice if there are any new sensations. Gather them with your breath and release. Breathe it out, clear it all out. Let go of it. There is a part of me that naively believes that if I am good to a man, he will be good to me. If I am honest, he will be honest. If I am generous, he will be generous. If I am giving all of myself to him, he will too give himself fully to me. I recognize that part, I accept it. I'm honoring it. And I also recognize all the women in my ancestry who were too that naive. Just out of pure goodness of their heart and mind, they believed that the better they treat the man in their life, the better man will treat them. But I'm here to tell, from observing every woman's experience and my own, This is not the case. It's not true. It doesn't work this way. And from now on, I will be smarter. And I will accept that having a transactional relationship is not such a bad idea. If I'm giving one thing, I will wait for one thing to be given to me before jumping in and showering my man with everything I have. Scan your body, notice any new sensations. Gather it up, release it. And I'll repeat. I recognize every woman in my lineage that was abused, was violated in any way, was raped, beaten, perhaps even murdered. I recognize all of you. You're not forgotten. I recognize every woman in my lineage that was used, manipulated, taken advantage of. You're not forgotten. I'm honoring you. I recognize every woman in my lineage that was fooled by a man, that believed his promises, that waited for him to step up and ended up with nothing. You are not forgotten. I recognize every woman in my lineage that was in captivity, enslaved, imprisoned. You are not forgotten. I'm honoring you. I recognize every woman in my lineage that was locked at home by her husband, that couldn't do anything outside of home, who couldn't pursue a career, couldn't explore any opportunities. You are not forgotten. I see you and I honor you. I recognize every woman in my lineage that lived alone all her life, couldn't rely on anyone, didn't have any help. You are not forgotten. I see you and I honor you. I see every woman in my lineage that lost her health because she was given birth to too many children. You are too not forgotten. I see you. I recognize you and I honor you. I see every woman in my lineage who struggled from poverty. No matter how hard she worked, how much she worked, you are not forgotten. I honor you. And I also recognize all the women in my lineage who were married off against their will, who spent their entire life without knowing what does it mean to love someone. And I also recognize all the women who never experienced love, never knew what it's like to be loved by someone. You're not forgotten. I see you, I recognize you, and I honor you. I recognize every woman in my lineage who was oppressed by men or any governmental structure, any force, just because she was a woman, just because she was physically weaker, just because there was no one to stand up for her, to protect her, just because the society gave her less rights. You are not forgotten. I honor you. I also recognize every woman in my lineage who from people stole resources, the things she worked for, and people took it from her. And I recognize every woman who worked hard and then didn't get paid for her work. You are not forgotten. I see you and I honor you. And I also recognize all the women in my lineage who had to work hard just to survive. Perhaps just for a bowl of soup and piece of bread. You are not forgotten. I see you and I honor you. I recognize every woman in my lineage who had to give up her career to please her husband, to stay home. You are not forgotten. I honor you. And I see every woman in my lineage that was hunted for her gifts, for her talents, imprisoned or killed. You are not forgotten. I am honoring you. Now drift a little deeper inwards. Scan your body with your inner eye. See if there are any programming left unmentioned. Simply gather it with your breath and release it. Breathe it out, let it go. Let it go. And now relax and allow the energy from the moon shower you, flow through you like sweet milk, warm, soft, nourishing, flowing through you, cleansing away everything that doesn't belong there, nurturing you, healing you, rejuvenating you, charging you with strength. And I imagine that everyone that participated in this healing ritual is to be showered by that milk, this beautiful light from the moon, this soft energy. And as you're observing them, you start to hear crickling. It's new roots pushing through from the earth, growing stronger, longer, and already putting out green leaves. They're wrapping around everyone, wrapping around you tightly, as it's your mom hugging you so tight. This is Earth, our mother, reminding us that she's always here for us. Affirm, I am here in this earth plane because this is the perfect place for me. Affirm to the earth, I am your child. And I accept fully and unconditionally all your love and your abundance. And as you say these words, imagine now all these branches that are wrapping around you start to bloom. It's beautiful flowers that giving out sweet aroma. And as the healing takes place, everyone that gathered here at the table start to share their gifts with you, embedding it, channeling it into the object you prepared to become your protector. All the women from your ancestry sharing their wisdom, knowledge, experience, sharing their love for you, reminding you that they are always behind you, always watching over you. They're adding their gifts, their talents, their capabilities. They're sharing their strengths with you. And every time you'll feel lonely or you'll need guidance or help of any sort, you can connect to all the women in your ancestry through that object. It's like a call button. I need you. Please support me. Watch over me. I need to feel your presence. Feel this object vibrating. See it glowing. Perhaps now you may notice a name written on that object. And now affirm again, I am me, and state your name. I am here now because I belong here. I have full right to be here. I am perfect as I am. I don't need to prove anything to anyone. I know my worth. I don't need to earn love because I am worthy of love as I am. Right here, right now, I feel all this love from my ancestry, from the moon, from the earth. If they can love me this way, anyone that comes to my life should be capable of loving me too. From now on, I will always stand by my own side. I will never betray myself. I will never doubt myself because I know who I am. I will not allow anyone to put any doubts in my mind. And I'm going to count from 1 to 5. As I count, you'll notice energy rising. And by the count of 5, you will be fully emerged, refreshed, energized. 1, all the bodily processes are normalizing now. 2, express your gratitude to everyone that gathered around you today. Feel their love, their support. 3, blood pressure, heartbeat, breathing, temperature, all harmonious now. 4, feeling refreshed, feeling confident, optimistic. And 5, whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes, feeling amazing. Welcome back, ladies. Doing okay? Well, you need a tutorial on monkey training. Yeah, you have time. Yeah. This is actually part of my coaching program that I do. It's not for practitioners, it's for regular women. How to stop being a dormant. I mean, already assuming that women went through some toxic relationships, abuse, have trouble standing up for themselves, not assertive. So I'll just give you a few short steps. Going to probably brush against the grain here, but this is reality. As I said, we often call toxic people narcissists and stuff, but just forget about it. This is what men are, every man. Man will only be as good as you'll force him to. How many men do you know that treated one woman like trash and then found another one and became like normal human being? You know, even in Vedic tradition, when I was studying Tantra, that's what 10,000 years old scriptures say, that a woman comes as a complete being. This is a representation of God, your full being. But men are not. They come into woman's life like a disciple, a student, you know, who studied yoga. This is how it is. You want to learn yoga, you may live with a guru, you serve them, you clean their house, you're doing heavy labor, and they teach you. This is how men come as a student to a guru. They're supposed to serve you, protect you, lift heavy things, kill a dragon, bring it to you. And you're supposed to teach them how to be a normal human being. It's kind of like you get in a Lego set. It's never a full figure. You have to build what you want from it. That's not to say that, you know, that Lego set is always a complete set. Sometimes it's not even Lego, just piece of, you know, no matter how hard you try, you can't build anything. I mean, pardon my language. If it's crap, doesn't matter how you shape it, it's still crap. You know? So that's where your discerning should come to see if there is any potential or not. Often now people say, don't fall in love with the potential, fall in love with, you know, full men. Have you met any? Husbands don't exist in nature. There are none. You take whatever, and then you shape a husband out of it. Remember, Raina, you said, my heart sink for you. If you still believe this equality is possible, there is no equality, not in society, not in nature, not in family, or a you or a him. I'd rather it be you, you know?
Got it.
In any family where men dominating, have you seen a happy woman? It's just not possible. It's just not possible. Equal partnership is not possible. So really you need to see it as you are hiring somebody for work. Are they fit? Do they have capabilities? Can you teach them? They're teachable. Are they willing to learn? That's one of the, you know, first green flags when you meeting the man. Is he listening to you? Because most men not even capable of hearing or listening. They don't care. But if the man values you enough, I mean, any man is capable of listening and learning, but he has to value you enough to do this. You know? So, okay, the steps I will give you, taught in KGB, if you enter dangerous space, this is the strategies you use, but they work in family perfectly. You might want to take notes because I only have it written in Russian. I'm not going to send it to you. So if you want to write it down. So phase 1, Safety first, obviously. Don't expose your strategy, don't threat, don't warn. Warning doesn't work. Even with employees, I ran a few businesses. I never made a warning that I will fire you if you do this second time. You just fire them, because then you are putting yourself into vulnerable position. They will harm you before you fire them. They will harm your business. And the same with the man. You don't expose your plans, your strategy. You don't say, well, from now on, I'm going to teach you how to be. Doesn't work. Even with children, from now on, I'm going to be stricter with you. You don't do this. It doesn't work. Don't expose your strategy. Don't do warnings. The same strategy is actually applicable when you are fighting whole organizations too. It works too. Don't try to expose him. Oh, I see what you're doing. Oh, you're a narcissist. Oh, you're trying to force me. You are lying to me. Make a note. Don't open up. Never let him know that you're onto him. If you're in toxic relationship or in a situation where you simply don't feel safe, understand that your mind is not fully functioning. Anytime you lose sense of security, your mind switches and you are operating only with reptilian mind that is only capable of, what's right now. I'm hungry, I'm cold, I'm afraid for my survival, or I'm afraid to lose my job. What's right now? And what's right here? You are incapable to see the whole picture. You are incapable of planning what I need to do tomorrow, months from now. You're like locked in this tiny box, and your vision is very narrow now. So you have to do everything possible to regain your sense of security, to whatever's possible in the situation you are. And you need to regain the sense of reality, what is actually real. If you need to journal, log, like if there is lots of gaslighting, what's real, not real, if you start doubting yourself, log everything. And also, why it's so easy for men to manipulate women, because we operate with emotions, especially if he did something to make you anxious before that. It's hard for you to analyze. So if in the moment you completely lost, you drowned in your emotions, replay it in your mind, but without emotions. Forget about anything he said, what he did. You just go off that. What was real? What he did actually? Because he can tell you anything. I love you. He'll tell you the words you want to hear. He'll be the image of beautiful future. But what he actually did, this is the only thing that matters. And also, you need to always have an exit plan. You really don't know what to expect. It's much easier if you have money, you have your exit strategy, then you will, even if you don't need it ever. I'm praying to God that you will never need it, but you will feel much better if you have it in place. Secret bank deposit box, accounts that nobody knows about, cash is hidden that no one knows about, a trustworthy friend that if you have to leave a house, you can go to. Just have in mind, worked out plan. If this happen, I'll go to that hotel. I can afford this. It's not too far. Or if that happens, this is the person I will call. If you have it in your mind, it's already registered as a solved problem. You are not going to have at least some of your anxiety. You'll feel much better. If you feel better, you can think more clearly. Every time you're anxious, that analytical, the youngest part of the brain, the youngest, that is strategic part, the smartest one, it shuts off. So you need to do everything that will make you feel safer. So that's the base. Always you have to have. Okay, let's apply it to like your workspace. I cannot imagine what it's like to work for somebody, honestly, constantly afraid to be kicked out. Constantly, right? This constant anxiety. So, what is the exit strategy? If they fired you, what then? So, solve that problem in your mind and have a strategy. Then you're not going to afraid. If you're not going to afraid, you will see the situation at work every day more realistically, and you are less likely to be taken advantage of, whether by your boss, co-workers. You're less likely make mistakes at work then. Next step, psychological armor. You need to learn to control your emotions. If you are in toxic environment, you need to learn few techniques and practice them. So all the techniques or responses or reactions, if you've never done it, this is new. You need to, I'd say, just write it out like little scenario, cheat sheet. If this happens, I'm going to do this. This is how I'm going to react. This is how I'm going to respond. And then you need to play it out at least 4 times in your mind with invoking emotions. Then when the situation happen, when you're caught in it, you will respond automatically. Just deciding, well, next time he screams at me, I'm going to say this. You're going to just react the way you always reacted. So you need to install that. In hypnosis and meditation, it's easier. But no, just writing out and kind of playing out in your mind, invoking emotions, and it's taking in and embeds as a real experience if you invoke emotion. And then you do want to play it out a few times so it kind of automates. So, gray rock method. Become emotionally dual to whatever's happening. Not my, though. But it works for some people. Giving minimal responses, no reactions, and you're not fueling the argument. Dissipate that emotional charge just by not reacting. Some toxic people will stop pushing your button, but it doesn't work for everybody, though. And then if this is a person you live in with every day in the house, it too doesn't work. What are you going to just go hide out in a room? Don't try to win arguments. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You can't prove anything. He may look at you in your eyes, lie, obviously. He knows he's lying. You know he's lying. Everybody else knows he's lying. It doesn't matter. It's not going to change anything if you try to argue, try to prove something, try to force him to admit it. It doesn't matter. Don't waste your energy. Doesn't mean that you need to agree or pretend that you agree. Like, no, I know the truth. You know it. It's it. When the gaslighting happens, this is dangerous. Okay? You think, well, no, it's not going to affect me. It does. It does. You need to reframe it right away. Out loud if you're brave enough. And just walk away then, or you reframe it to yourself. No, it's not true. Like, obviously, he's trying to gaslight you. You'd create like new reality, lines that no, you don't remember. No, you're dumb. That's not how it was. Don't accept it, because it will split your psyche. Then feeding the ego, flattery never fails. And then whether you think you're dealing with a narcissist or even strangers, or it's a man, it works regardless. This is how you can enlist people to recruit people if you need to. It works. Flattery, but it has to be smart and strategic, not just like fake compliments, but you praise what actually is good. And then if this is your husband or boyfriend, you're sharing a space, you're always living together, then it's like training a puppy. You peed into, special container, good job, here's cookie for you. You miss the container, then you do the opposite. And it has to be like steady. You don't just brush it off then like, oh, I don't want to start a scandal here, I don't want to argue, he's going to scream again. If you're trying to stop him from doing something that is bothering you, you need to do it over and over and over and over until he stops. And it works. And it's praising. If you want something him to do more of, then you exaggerate it and praise, feed his ego. Then like a little boy, he will try to do more of to get that from you. Don't reveal your emotions, learn to control your emotions. Whatever you opening emotions you showing, it has to be strategic. Has to be strategic. So now next level. Sometimes it pays to play dumb. Yeah, it does. It will pay off. You need to learn that. You need to learn to feel comfortable with portraying yourself, like not looking your, perfect self. You need to learn to be comfortable with feeling embarrassed. Well, not, you shouldn't feel embarrassed in certain situations, but potentially if you would, if normal person would, you shouldn't. You need to be comfortable with portraying yourself like an idiot. That takes practice and skill. So in a relationship with a man, sometimes you need to pretend you don't notice what game he's playing, what are his manipulation tactics. But mentally, you're taking note of everything. You're kind of like a spy, you know? Sometimes you might want to give him fake wins. So he starts relaxing and then he comes to you more for these positive emotions, for that fuel. On that level too, this relationship should be transactional. You want me to praise you, this is what men crave: praise, respect, value. Normal man works hard and earns everything and takes care of you, and he wants to be respected. He wants to understand that he is being appreciated. A normal, healthy relationship. More often, though, man wants all that without giving anything. So sometimes maybe you need to give him a free demo, but then withdraw and make him earn that. Make him feel once, here's a taste. This honey tastes so sweet. You want more of it, earn that. You don't just continue making him feel good for no reason. You make him work for it. If you really notice, you believe this is a narcissist, their development is stuck in childhood. They're not very smart. It's even easier to train them to do the right things. Everything is empty and dark inside. They cannot make themselves feel good. That's why they need everyone else, why they manipulate to get that attention, to feed the positive emotion, because he cannot produce his own positive emotions. He needs others to do it. They need it for survival. They will just die without it. So if you know how important it is to him, imagine how easy it is to train a man to do the right thing. Yeah, I have that tasted. There is more where it came from. You want more, be good, be nice, do the right thing. The manipulators, The tactics they use, if you mirror them, like childish game, or you hit me, I'll hit you back. Yes, it works. It works. And the tactics they use, these are the tactics that they are themselves the most vulnerable. So they're teaching you, they're showing you how to hurt them. This is why mirroring works. So future faking, if you need to stabilize the situation, calm him down, like peacemaking, peace offering, future fake and triangulation works amazingly well. And not just in a family, like these big bosses, organizations, that works well too. Future fake, okay, your husband, he wants you to maybe contribute more to family budget. Yes, I'm up to for promotion, even if you're not, or something. There is a potential of you earning more, and then maybe we'll buy you a boat you dreamed of. Isn't it what men do? I'm not sure why women never do this. We have to learn that at school. This is a dangerous weapon. So if you do future faking, even if it's not your plan, it's very effective technique. And triangulation, always bringing somebody. Remember, for the man, there's somebody else needs to be in a relationship. Who he is looking up to or who he's jealous of, brings them up constantly. Your friend would die here from jealousy if he knew what kind of relationship we have, what kind of man you are, how strong you are. Look how that thing you did. My father would be impressed. Your father would be impressed. He'd be so proud of you. You can use triangulation differently too. Or, your friend would never do this, or like my father never did that in our family. Men use triangulations all the time. Why don't you want to? My ex did it all the time. Yeah, who heard that? You can teach a man, pee sitting down, poop outside, and bring slippers in his teeth. Not sure if you'll want this man after that, but at least for a while he can do good things for your household. Well, sometimes you can pretend that he is in full control. Like remind him, you're the boss here, you're the king here. If they want to feel dominant, if it's important for him, create the illusion. You know how many wars were won? After signing a peacemaking deal, you attack. This is how you win. This goodness, honesty, purity, it doesn't really work in our world. So next level, you start emotional disengagement because you are too dependent on him emotionally. This is always in your life. This constant, like the same dynamic, the same patterns of interactions. Your neurology is shaped now. If you were there for some extended period of time, your neurology is shaped, even if it's the most toxic, abusive relationship, your brain is now physically shaped to match that. And that makes it very difficult and painful to leave too. Understand that. If you're planning to at least gain some independency or even leave, you need to start disengaging emotionally so your neurology starts to heal and take more healthier shape so you don't depend on physically to creating some distance. Whatever the situation, you'll have to think about it. And then you need to have your own life, keep it in secret, because men cannot stand that. They will destroy every like hobby you have, every friends, clubs. They will create situations that you're not going to do this. So keep it in secret. Friends that he doesn't know about, hobbies he doesn't know about, interests, music, it has to be yours. It has to be yours. You will share your favorite song, he'll poop on it. Every time you listen to your favorite song, you'll feel pooped on. You know what I mean. He'll mock you, or, well, not you directly, but he'll say something about the song, music, the singer. So you'll feel bad every time. Men usually destroy everything they touch. You know that. Read the books that he doesn't know about, and that will build that foundation you can lean on. He cannot put his dirty hands on. And then you start using all his tactics against him, strategically non-stop. And eventually it will start, I don't want to say destroying, this might be not a goal to do that, but he will adapt to the new you. He gaslights you, you do. You don't mourn him about it. He blames you in the things he done wrong. You do the same. He tells you that you don't earn enough, you need to contribute. You blame him for not earning enough. Everything he does that bothers you, you do that against him. But you cannot laugh, you cannot be overly dramatic. It has to come natural, as though you actually believe in it. For it to work, you actually have to activate that inner psychopath. Without that, it's not possible. Is he like draining you financially? You do that, even if you don't need to. Here's the thing, men will like future fake. You give me this now, then I will pay you back. You do this for me now, then I'll take you on vacation. You do this for me. Our future is so bright, it will be better. I'll earn more money. You do this, and we do, and that future never comes. You make sure you're always present in this moment. What's happening right now, this is the only thing that matters. There is no later. You go into the store and he tells you, oh, I forgot my wallet. You do this now. You don't have money right now. I forgot too my wallet. This is why it's so hard for women to break up with lousy boyfriends, because they invested money, love, time, care. I've done so much for him. I bought him the stuff. I did that. I need to get at least some back, and we're holding on waiting for it. You know? To gain edge, you need to be unpredictable. I mean, if you are always yourself, you reacting to the same triggers in the same way. He learns them very fast. He knows exactly how to get the reaction he wants out of you. So you have to play different characters constantly. He shouldn't know who comes out. He should never be able to predict. Sometimes if he raises voice, you just walk away as though you didn't hear. Sometimes you just try to make it like a joke. Wow, you're a tiger. Look how strong and scary you are. And sometimes you have to yell in a way he would want to call police for protection. He should never know what's coming. You have to learn his triggers so you know how to use them. None of it actually will work well if you don't have enough of your money. You will always worry to be left on the street without his support. You need to make your own money and put aside. So if anything happens, you can just walk away. This way you're not likely to feel anxious. You're not likely to submit and let him treat you badly. And also you need to be prepared. Again, praying to God will never need to, but you need to be prepared to actually destroy his life if it comes to it. Call police if you need to. Send him to jail if you need to. And he has to understand, he has to feel it. He has to feel it. So I think I've shared enough. Enough of dirty tricks. Anything else I can help you with?
This is really good. Thank you.
There is a lot more where it came from.